Welcome to the I Am You podcast. I am your host, Dr. Nitza Alvarez, a board-certified cardiologist and best-selling author. My hope with this podcast is to share stories so women can speak up and become the CEO of their own health. I am a cardiologist. I am a wife. I am a mother. My story is your story. I am you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of I Am You. Today, I am with fabulous Miss Joanne Patella. Joanne, welcome.
Thank you so much.
I am so happy to have you here.
I'm more than happy.
I never knew that I was going to have this fancy woman in this podcast ever.
Thank you so much.
The definition of class. Here we go, Miss Joanne Patella. For the women that are seeing you in YouTube, this is how this woman come to in appointments and everything is like always so sharp, so perfect. And I'm like, one day when I'm your age, I want to be like you.
Yes, you did say that. I said,
Exactly.
I'm 95 already, so you still want you.
I said, I want to be like you one day because, I think that one of the things that characterizes us as women is that, when you don't lose that desire to look good, to feel good. And it's not for anybody, it's for you. No, you wake up and you're like, I want to feel good. And there are even days that we don't necessarily feel good, but once you start getting ready, you're like, I'm gonna take over the world. Yes?
Yes, you're right.
So what characterizes you as a woman, which I love, is your spice, is your energy. You are somebody that is always very outspoken, and ever since we met, we clicked because we love to laugh about our things, but also to say things the way they are, no? And when you came to see me originally, your condition was not necessarily a cardiac problem, but you end up in a cardiologist's office as a recommendation by another provider. So we are going to help our audience understand why I decided to bring you in today. Number one is because you've always been a good advocate for your health, and what have helped you to have such a good quality of life, and your desire to continue waking up every day and looking fabulous is that you have always been a good advocate. So you always advocate. You want to make sure that you feel at your best every day of your life. Is that correct?
Definitely. Except for one time, I was very foolish.
Oh.
Yeah, very foolish. I waited too long to see a heart doctor.
And you learned your lesson.
Oh, did I learn my lesson?
Okay. You want to start with that one?
Okay.
Go.
Well, I was getting Raynaud's. My fingers, I didn't know it was Raynaud's at the time. I had an idea because a friend of mine had it severely, and she ended up moving from New Jersey to Georgia because she couldn't handle the cold. I found that my fingers were getting numb, white, and very cold, stinging. Anyway, I got in touch with her, and she said, go see my rheumatologist, which I did. But prior to that, I was seeing my internist, and I mentioned it to him. So he sent me for blood work, and the diagnosis came back a false positive for Raynaud's. No, I'm sorry, lupus. So he says, let's wait a while. We'll take another blood test. Anyway, we waited like 3 months. He took another blood test. And again, it came out false positive for lupus. I says, oh, boy. So I called my girlfriend who has lupus, and she said, why don't you go see my rheumatologist, which I did.
That's the power of the girlfriends, I'm telling you.
Oh, yes.
There's always a girlfriend that will give you the right advice.
And thank God we keep in touch. She's in Georgia.
I love it. I love it.
Anyway, and she's a great aerobic instructor. Anyway, I went to see him, and again, the blood work came out a false positive. This went on again for like 3 to 6 months. At the end of that, he says to me, you know what? I think you should go see a cardiologist.
And when he mentioned that to you, it's because you are having symptoms, but the test does not corroborate the diagnosis. No? So it's like, okay, you know what? Go and see a cardiologist. Why did he thought that you needed to see a cardiologist?
Because he felt that my problem was coming from my medication. And My medication,
And what medication? What was that medication for?
metoprolol for my heart.
Okay, so you were taking a medication that it was indicated for your heart health,
Yes.
and then he's like, I think this medication is the one that is causing the problem.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, in the description when you get it from the pharmacist, mine never said anything about Raynaud's. My sister-in-law, I read her description. Hers said time release, and it said can cause Raynaud's.
Interesting.
So now here's my foolishness. When he said go see a heart doctor, did I go see a heart doctor? No. I waited a year.
Why? What was that?
Don't ask. Stupidity.
Because you're like, I don't need a heart doctor.
No,
Or
and my
what?
fingers were still getting numb, and I'm
Oh.
still suffering. But did I go see a heart doctor? That's why I say, you're not feeling right. Do something about it.
Don't postpone.
Definitely don't postpone. It's really ignorancy. Anyway, I finally go to an ear doctor for I was having a problem. Talking to him, he said, I don't know how we got on the subject of doctors.
I know how. You brought it up.
Oh, probably. Anyway, he says, 2 of my brother-in-laws are heart doctors. I says, really? I said, gee, I need a heart doctor. He says, well, don't go to one of them. He says, I'll give you the name of the one I think you should see. I says, okay, fine. He says, and by
You
the
will never tell that other family member that his name was not written on that paper.
Definitely not. Definitely not. He says, and besides that, my wife is an eye doctor. I said, gee, I need an eye doctor too.
Oh, look at that. He hooked you up with the family. Okay.
So anyway, I finally went to see the heart doctor. And he took me off the metoprolol. And I don't remember what he put me on. But I was feeling much better. Much
Probably
better.
diltiazem, cardizem, verapamil.
No, I think you did that.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
did that. And that works perfect.
Okay. So the cardiologist, initial visit to the cardiologist was mostly because there was a drug that was used for your heart. In this case, was to manage your blood pressure?
Yes.
Yes. And then the cardiologist was able to identify, okay, is the metoprolol, so let's get rid of it and then change it.
Yes.
And that was kind of like your first encounter with a cardiologist. Then you realize that it's not that scary.
No,
That
it
you
wasn't.
can have a cardiologist
And he was very
in your,
nice.
in your
Yes.
team without having to be like, because sometimes people think about seeing a cardiologist when they already had developed a heart problem. No, so part of the idea of creating programs like this one is so people understand that why are we going to wait until it's too late to see a specialist that can help you? No,
Exactly.
So the ideal world should be go before you develop the disease.
And
Help yourself and help your provider help you stay healthy. No,
I may not have residual, leftover Raynaud's or whatever.
If you were to have seen the doctor
If I
earlier.
didn't wait a year.
yes.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, so the idea is like go early, get detected. If you're good, they will help you stay healthy. If they find something, they can change the course of that condition. And then doesn't necessarily have to be a scary situation when you see a cardiologist. But
No.
you get a lot when you ask. And when I said you, I mean really people like you that ask your friends or family, oh, do you have a cardiologist? And the answer is like, why? Or I don't have a heart problem.
Right.
And then you're like, okay, wait a second. Okay, so let's see. Are you postmenopausal? Yes. Family history of heart disease? Perhaps. Do you already take medication for your blood pressure? Yes. And then why you're not seeing the doctor that is going to help you stay healthy? No? So we wait until we are sick. So I'm glad that you finally ended up seeing that provider and then realize that, okay, you know what? There's something that they can offer for me.
Exactly.
And so I like the way you put it for the audience. It's like, don't be foolish, just go. If they're recommending that you go, it's in your best interest. You're gonna regret it
Definitely.
later on if you don't.
Oh, do
go
I
on
regret
time.
it?
Yeah,
I wouldn't be left with the funny feeling in my
with
fingers.
the memory of like what took you so long.
Yes.
that took you so long. And then having a relationship with a cardiologist also when you have. As we get older, we know that things are going to start changing with our body, particularly for women after menopause. That is when the risk for heart disease increases.
Aren't we lucky?
And when you have it, when you have that cardiologist already on your team, then anything that arises from there, then it's easier to connect with that cardiologist. No, so you develop another cardiac problem. Now you did develop a cardiac problem, and that was the arrhythmia. So tell me about that, and how does that interfere with your life, Joanne?
Right now, it's more or less under control, but if I feel that feeling, I feel like faint, and that's scary.
So when you started experiencing it, is that how it started happening? Like, I feel faint, or you felt your heart racing?
I felt it racing and a funny feeling, skipping or like falling.
Okay.
When I said to somebody, what do you mean falling? I said it just felt like there was no beat and it fell.
And I love it because everybody feels different, but it's so important to express exactly what you're feeling. Yes, It's like, so when people go like, what do you mean with that? You're like, you just really feel like that. And when that started happening, you already have a cardiologist.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So made it a little easier for you to kind of like just make a phone call, make an appointment versus, oh my God, I don't feel good.
Right.
Does it make you, was it easier for you to care for that problem having a cardiologist in your team?
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
do you, so when they found out what the problem was, I don't recall, did we actually went through that evaluation, or you already came with that diagnosis?
I think I had that problem before.
We probably had to make some adjustment or
Yeah,
modification
I
on your
think I
therapy
had
way
that.
that you had it.
Yeah.
Got it. So the idea is that once you have an established relationship with your cardiologist, then anything that feels different is much easier to bring you in and say, okay, so let's see what's going on.
Exactly.
And take care of your heart. There's a lot of women out there that are listening to us that are saying, I don't have time for this, or, they're caring for their spouses that are sick or their family members that are sick, and they don't necessarily have time to see a doctor. Do you find any value to have a relationship with your cardiologist when you decide to establish? Would you encourage the women that are listening to us to
definitely.
establish, and why?
Why? Because it's your health. First of all, you're taking care of somebody. You're neglecting yourself. You come first. If you're not healthy and taking care of yourself, how are you going to take care of the next person? You have to be smart and an advocate for yourself. Really, it's so important if you want to live anyway. If you don't care, well, see you, Charlie. Really, you have to take care of yourself.
And you know that's actually unfortunate that even coming out from the mouth of so many women that we serve, we still don't think like that. I always said that we care so much for our family members, spouses, kids, parents, and we put ourselves in the back burner and neglect our health. And unfortunately, it's like you feel that you're sacrificing your life for them, and what they want is for you to be alive for them. Yeah, so then so many times they're pushing through, oh, this is going to go away. There's nothing. I'm going to be okay. I don't have time for this. I had to be at the soccer game. I had to take my son to this appointment. I had to go with my husband to this, or I had to take my mother to that. And then you said, if you think that you're being selfless, but honestly, you're being selfish, because what that other person needs is you to be okay.
Exactly.
Yeah? What they need is for you to be okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I said. I said, you're not taking. How are you going to take care of the person you're taking care of if you're not in good condition?
So if you're doing it, and you should do it, even though it feels like it's a selfish thing, because now I'm taking time to go and see my doctors or get checked or do my exercises. It's like, actually, no, it's actually an act of love for the ones that you love.
And if you don't take care of yourself, do you ever think you're going to go first before the person you're taking care of because you're neglecting yourself?
And that includes spouses and kids.
Exactly.
Now you're worrying so much about your children, and then you're going to leave them behind, because
Exactly.
if something
Right.
happened to you, you're going to end up dying, and who is going to care for them?
That happened to a friend of mine. She was sick. She didn't want her father to know because she was taking care of him. She neglected herself. She was very fortunate that he just had passed away before her. Then she passed away.
That quick, because she
Yeah.
was in such a bad health.
Yeah.
Yes. And like that, and like you said, fortunate in the sense that that man passed first, because otherwise it's like, who is going to care for him?
Yes.
And the things that we dread the most, like, oh, but I don't want to put them in a nursing home, or I don't put them in a memory care. And it's like, what is going to happen if you're not here to care for them? What do you think is going to happen if you're not here to care for them? So I will invite the audience to reconsider how they're prioritizing their health. And if you're a postmenopausal woman and you have no clue about your heart conditions or any heart health, you should get a cardiac evaluation. If you are a woman that take any medication, like high blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication, it is important that you know about your heart health. After all, it's our number one killer. So we got it. If you know who is going to kill you when you try to avoid it.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
So then.
And especially you women that are in menopause, I know it's such a blessing. I know
Maybe.
No, I wish I was not. I mean, I wish I still got that thing once a month.
Yes.
Because when that went away, my hair got thin, my mascara went on like crap. Everything, my makeup was horrible.
I am so glad that you actually bring that up, because for so many decades, it has been such a misconception about the inconvenience that the menstrual period means to us. And people are like, oh my God, I cannot wait for this thing to go away. And I'm like, oh, no. You don't understand what is happening in our body. Like, as long as you have a period, that means that you have ovaries that are capable of producing enough hormones, which provides so much health for the woman body. And if we haven't said it enough in this podcast, menopause marks the decline of woman health, not just for heart disease, where everything starts showing up.
Yeah.
Hypercholesterolemia, high blood pressure, diabetes, fat accumulation on the abdominal area, which increases your inflammation. Osteoporosis, brain fog, hair loss. And we can keep
Dry
going
skin.
and going and going and going.
Yes.
That is better to be 95 with a period.
Or a man.
Great way to finish this episode. Thank you, Joanne, for being here.
Oh, my God.
And this takes us to an end of another episode of I Am You. Thank you for joining us. I hope this episode has empowered you to be the CEO of your own health. Tune into our next episode, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at NITZAMD. To explore more on this and related topics, visit our website, NITZAMD.com. If this episode resonated with you, please like and subscribe. And one more thing, share with the wonderful woman in your life.